Today we're going to go over how to get a pattern ready. We're going to make a pair of pants, pajama pants. I found myself a pattern. There's several options on the pattern of things to make. I've decided I want the pajama pants, which is down here, it's view C, right? So I start by figuring out what I need, and I took a look at my pattern and I know I need a medium. I went down to how much fabric do I need to purchase. It says view C pants. And I have two choices. If the fabric I find at the store that I want is 45 inches wide, I get 2 5/8. If it's 60 inches wide, I will get 2 1/4. My fabric that I found at the store was 45 inches wide, so I purchased 2 5/8 inches of fabric. I continued down the pattern, and it gives me a side length from natural waistline finished garment measurement. And it says it will be 43 inches long. So I measured my side length from my natural waistline, and I only need 39 inches. So if I just leave these pants and do them the way they are, they will be 4 inches too long for me. So we're going to go over how to shorten the pattern to make them fit. This would be especially important if you're taller than the 43 inches and you need to add extra length. Here's my picture. It looks weird because it has 2 lengths. That would be if I was doing the shorts. There's the pants, okay, and again right here. So I unpacked my pattern. I took my pattern pieces out. I found my instructions, and my instructions say that if I'm making the pants or the shorts, I want pieces 14, 15, 16, and 17. Now 17 is a drawstring, and I've decided I'm just going to make elastic pants and not a drawstring. So I only need 14, 15, and 16. So I went into the pattern and I unpacked, and here I have pattern piece 15, and it's still connected to a couple of other pieces that I don't need, and I will cut them off and refold them and put them back in the pattern envelope in case I need it. And then I also found pattern piece 14 and pattern piece 16. So we're going to start working with pattern piece 15 and prepare it. And you can see I have my tools here. I have a pair of scissors, I have a marker, you can use a pen, marker, chalk, doesn't matter. And I have a ruler and a little bit of tape. So I'm going to take those. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a look at my pattern and see where I have notches. And I see here that I have a double notch. So I'm going to go and I'm going to draw my double notch on the outside so that when I cut this out, I remember to cut that notch out. I'm going to look and see, are there notches anywhere else that I need? And yes, here's another notch here, and I'm making the medium. So I'm just following the one in the middle. I have small, I have medium, I have large, and I know I'm going to be cutting out the medium. Are there notches anywhere else? Indeed, I have notches over here. Here's a double notch. And double notch always tells me that that's going to be the back of my pants. And they did 2 notches. I don't care. I'm going to make one that's a little wider. It just tells me it's easier to do than the double notch. Some people do the double. I just condense it down to one larger one. And then I have my 1 notch right here. So I have my pants ready to go. And then in looking here, because the pants came as shorts or pants, this is for the shorts. If I look here, it says cut here for D, which is the shorts, and I don't want the shorts. So I'm just going to take my ruler and my marker, and I'm going to draw a nice straight line right here, and that's what I'll cut. I just did that on the small, and I can do it on the medium too. I'm going to do this, and I don't need to cut this out then. I just need to cut the straight line right there, and I'll do that on both sides of the pattern. So really quickly, let's go ahead and do this because it's quick, it's easy. Put our ruler down, connect that line, there we go, done. And I don't have to do that. Then remember I need to shorten my pants by 3 inches. So somewhere on my pattern, usually in the middle of the pants somewhere, you're going to find it says to lengthen, cut across the dotted lines. But I don't need to lengthen them, I need to shorten them. So it says to shorten, let's get a little closer here so you can see it. To shorten, fold along this line. So it's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to fold it right along that line, and then I'm going to fold all the way across, and I'm going to fold it down. And because I want to shorten it 3 inches, this space that I've just folded should be 1.5 inches because it's folded double here. So if I go 1, I'm a little more than 1.5 inches. I'm going to bring it back a tiny bit and see if I can get it closer to 1.5 inches. And you'll notice I'm doing it right along the center grain line arrow. I want to make sure that that center grain line arrow stays perfectly straight. So see how the grain line arrow follows my ruler? That's a really important thing. If that grain line arrow goes crooked, your pants will hang crooked and they'll never really be comfortable. So keep your arrow nice and straight. And I'm going to put a few pieces of tape on here. I just need a couple little pieces of tape to hold it in place. But now you'll notice that my side seam is off. So I'm going to do the same thing I did with the shorts versus pants line up there. So I'm going to take my medium line, which is the middle one, and I'm going to connect it down to this medium line here, and I'm just going to draw it straight. So I'm going to follow my marker line here. Okay. So then that is ready to go, and I'll go medium right up to here, and I don't need to worry about these lines or those lines. I'm going to do the same thing on this side. I'm going to draw this line right in here, and this is kind of a curved line, and I'm just going to do my best to draw it so it's nice and straight, and it comes right back into the line here. So there we go. I've got it all done, and that's ready to go. Okay. So now all I have to do is cut out my pattern. I'm going to do that exact same thing on the other side. So this right now, remember, is the back, and I will also need to do those same things on the front. But now I'm ready to go ahead and cut this out. So I will cut it right along, and I don't have to cut it exactly along that line, but I'm going to cut it near that line so that it's easier for me when I go to cut it out. So I have that, and I'm going to cut it all the way around. I'm going to cut on the line that I did, and I will be ready to lay it out on my pattern.